Oh yeah. So get that money. You feel me? That's number one.
So Dan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Dan. Tafari.
Safari?
Tafari, like almost like Ross Tafari, but Tafari.
Okay.
Most people just call me T.
T.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very interesting name.
Yeah,
That's cool.
definitely.
How many times do people butcher that a day?
All the time.
All the
I mean, like
time.
the last 10 years of my life, people have been butchering that thing. So like,
Yeah.
I got used to every single pronunciation type on that shit. Yeah.
That's
It's
like,
ridiculous.
what do you get used to like hearing, like out of the corner of your ear, and you turn your head?
I'm
and
just
you're
like, oh shit. Yeah, and it picks up automatically any vowels that are like slightly off. Cause I'm like, yeah, that's one of the pronunciations it came
cool,
up with.
that's cool.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Dre.
Trey.
Yeah,
Okay.
same,
Where are you
same.
guys from?
So I'm originally from the Bay Area, like San Francisco, Oakland, California area.
Okay.
I came out here mainly at first for school, but I also make music. So I really came out here because like I'm really into like the old school kind of hip hop scene, like the more lyrical hip hop scene. And I just wanted to get like a sense of what both coasts had to offer and put it together and just kind of enrich like my own art with it at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Have you learned a lot about like the East Coast since you've been here?
I feel like I have, yeah, because like my whole family's from here, but I never like really got to experience life out here for multiple years. So being able to actually sit back and you know experience some of the culture and everything, it's really cool, and it's helped me grow my style a lot too. So I'm appreciative to it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like the East Coast heavy. Yeah.
What's one of the major differences you see between the East Coast and the West Coast?
Shoot, the weather. It's
Weather,
cold.
okay.
It's cold as hell out here. Like
Yeah.
it is cold. It's everything. Like I've never been in a place that was colder, and that might be because I'm not used to like the cold weather. But I'd
Okay.
say just the weather, and then also of course you know like the availability of certain things. Like you know like there's different regulations on marijuana, cannabis, stuff like that. So it's just a little bit different. But
What
yeah.
about, have you been down to Miami, like Florida?
I still
area?
ain't going down to Miami
It's
yet.
warm down there, warm as hell.
I gotta check that out, man. I
Yeah.
heard that shit's lit. Yeah. I
All
heard that
year
shit's pretty
round.
dope.
December, 80 degrees.
That's
You
cool.
know what I
Wait,
mean?
so what do y'all do the podcast for?
So I go around Philadelphia and I talk to people about Philadelphia in Philadelphia. So I feel like a lot of our news in Philly isn't about the people, right? It's about
Definitely, yeah.
terrible things that happen to the people, right? But there's nowhere you can tune in on the news and hear like what everybody's going through, what everybody's kind of thinking, what everybody kind of wants to see around them. You know what I mean? Like,
Just something authentic.
Yeah,
Something that's really authentic.
Well,
yeah.
I think when you watch stuff and it's bad stuff, it doesn't motivate you to help the world and make it a better place.
Definitely.
But when you watch stuff and you're like, oh wow, that's a great thing. Like this is a great community I'm part of. You want to make that
You wanna
better. You want to
contribute.
keep, not even contribute, but keep it safe and keep it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of, if you watch the news, a lot of the recent stuff has been like block up parties and pop up parties that end in like gun violence and people getting shot, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe if the whole community heard what the whole community had to say, you know, maybe people would be like, okay, we need to take the guns away from the kids. You know
Because
what I
I
mean?
feel like the news has always been like distorted in a way because you know people buy out news channels at the end of the day. Like it's no longer the People's Journal or anything. So you got these major corporations and people who really have ownership over what's being said, and it just overshadows a lot of like what's really going on. It keeps us from building as a community too.
Right.
Like for real, yeah, that's
Amen.
real.
So
yeah.
we try and keep it like I go all around the community events and stuff like this. Like this block at 10 o'clock will be closed off. Just foot traffic. So we talk to people, and then later tonight we'll go down Manayunk and like talk to people down there.
So you get a good mix of folks.
Yeah, absolutely. We go down Love Park. We were down Temple on Thursday at the protest for Palestine. So like, just like you get the sense of like what people are really thinking and saying, and not what the news is saying, right? I'm asking you a question, right? I'm not saying like this has happened. How do you feel about it? I'm kind of like, well, where's your head at as a Philadelphian?
Type shit.
And it's crazy to me how often I see the same kind of like general answers, like what do you want out of life? You know what I mean? Well, stability and a family, and you know, like being able to go to a happy job and do something I like. You know, we should work towards that as a community to make that possible for everybody. I feel like
the fucking birds, dude. The fucking birds.
that's the best part about it.
No cap.
Stay cool.
I can't lie, I am a Niners fan, so that was crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. We in Philly, man. I gotta acclimate to the environment.
That's how Philly fans go. Very abrupt.
They was ready for it. They was ready with it. Yeah.
I think that if we had a whole community that talked to one another, it would be able to make major changes, right? Like
Definitely.
in the city of Philadelphia, we could make laws and huge changes within days, right? If we wanted to do it, but nobody really wants to do it.
At all. Yeah, nobody wants to listen to people.
Right.
That's real what you guys are doing this too. Like that's really like powerful that you guys put this thing together. I really like appreciate that because I feel like this type of thing should have been done a long time ago for sure. And that's really dope that you guys like just did
I
it.
think
like,
it was done a long time ago in Philadelphia by
Okay.
Ben Franklin, right? He
Okay.
wrote those papers, right?
Yeah.
He threw a whole rebellion, right,
Yeah.
with Tom Jefferson and who were the other guys? John Hancock and no, Thomas Edison. He did the
like
light
that.
bulb.
Yeah, all those old heads, man.
But back then, from what I do remember, I don't remember the people's names, but they started an article, right? A newspaper. Thomas Jefferson printed, right? He had
the
a
first
printing,
paper, yeah.
right? So he started this tiny little pamphlet to bring people to these fellowship churches, right? To rebel against the redcoats, right? To get ready to do the Boston Tea Party and stuff like that. It was a free, independent, like it was the farmers saying what was going on. It wasn't like the media. It was people like you guys,
Right.
you know, and coming out and saying like, this is how I feel. This is what I want to see change.
That's
you know what I
cool,
mean?
yeah.
Like this, I will bring arms to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's what our democracy used to be, right?
Definitely.
A huge bunch of population coming to one agreement, right?
Definitely, yeah.
And now we're divided. We don't know if we like Kamala. We don't know if we like Trump. And we're just going off of what we hear on our feed and the news. We're not talking
And
to people
honestly,
about
it's
it,
just
right?
not a democracy because like our candidates are kind of chosen for us at the same time. Like the people don't really get to follow through and elect like somebody who really believe in just because they're just put in front of us. So we just got to choose from like whatever's put in front of us.
Okay,
Which is
so
crazy, yeah.
so let me just throw you out a crazy theory here. What if you could vote and there was presidents, right, and governors, but they didn't vote on laws. They just carried out the law,
Oh, shoot.
right? And you had the ability, like on Facebook, to go onto a website and vote, right, as the mass, and then that would choose the laws. Like all these bills you see, like, do we support Ukraine and spending $12 trillion there, or like fighter jets and like tanks, like they could be like Saudi Arabia and be like, all right, well that war's over.
Yeah.
We don't like you anymore. We're gonna use these
like, move
tanks
on,
and
yeah.
like, you know, fighter jets against you because
Right.
now we have
'Cause now we're enemies or whatever.
right.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we don't have the opportunity to scapegoat and blame other people. We get to vote as the masses again and say, hey, me T, me Dan, I feel this way about it, and I'm gonna put in my vote. And then at the end of the day, it registers like a huge, like the election, like a ballot box.
I think that's a great idea, honestly, because I know they got that application called Petition.
Yeah.
And I've seen like so many different proposals, you know, brought up through that app where people can gain traction through social media because they can just, you know, put their own opinion down for free and
Right.
it incorporates everybody. But to have like an official format where everybody knew about it, I think it would be game changing.
Yeah.
I think it would be completely game changing. I think
And
that's a great idea.
you not only get the news's perspective, but you get everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
When they go in to vote, you can leave a video
Yeah.
and like tell your point. Like, I think we should not support Ukraine because
Yeah.
what if they do this? And then I think we should because like babies need food.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
It's just different counter arguments that you can have going on in that discussion, which is pretty cool. You get everybody's view too. Yeah,
Right.
that's really cool.
and a
Definitely.
healthier, like you would feel more healthy about the people around you. Like we went with a bunch of YouTubers to Biden and Trump rally,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was, you could see how divided like people were just because you were a Biden supporter
Yeah,
versus a Trump supporter, right? So
Yeah.
like it shouldn't be like that. We all live
Yeah.
in the same city. We all pay the same
That's
city
the thing though,
taxes.
they got so many different like masquerades going around on social media, and it makes everybody feel like they're so different from each other when it's like we really are in the same situation, the same boat.
Yep.
You know, we're just fighting over nonsense that they want us to fight about and just be caught up on instead of actually coming together and trying to make these decisions like one person. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's real interesting.
Just imagine if everybody was connected as you are on Discord and Facebook,
Yep.
right? And you all talk to each other on a medium like podcast daily,
Yeah,
right?
like
And
one
everybody-
omni chat with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And everybody kind of had a general sense, and like you knew something wrong was going on in the neighborhood, you would all band together and
Yeah.
stop it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Instead of like, oh, they're gonna handle it, the politicians.
And they don't, they never actually end up handling it in the first place.
Anything.
Yeah.
Kensington's been Kensington since 1970.
Have you been down to Kensington?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
That's just wild, huh? I've just seen videos, like, we got this place called the Tenderloin, like, back in, like, San Francisco, and it's literally, like, just, like, hundreds of crackheads, like, in the downtown area. It's really unfortunate, because fentanyl recently has been, like, the biggest problem over there, but you just see, like, hundreds of people, like, leaned over and stuff, so I could imagine it's probably the same way, even worse.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You can literally smell when you get into Kensington.
Damn.
You know,
Damn.
It's crazy. But, and it's not like what you would think of like shit and piss. It's like rotting flesh because like they have the fentanyl and the trank eats through the skin. Like not fentanyl, but street fentanyl. They mix it with trank
Yeah.
and it boils out through the skin and your skin decays. So they have these bandages wrapped around their arms and legs, and you can. It's a potent smell, decaying flesh.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
That sounds, like,
Yeah.
really horrible.
And
Yeah.
you'll see them like picking it and like shooting up into their decaying arm. Like addiction is a wild thing. It is a wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
But like nobody talks about it.
definitely, yeah.
Right. Right. So
Yeah,
what is
no, it's
one?
crazy.
What is your favorite thing to do in Philly?
I thought it was the one way. Actually, I thought it was this way.
Favorite thing?
Yes.
I don't
Like,
know.
all the things to do. It's a Saturday night. What are some things you were planning on doing tonight?
Shit, just getting food, honestly. I mean,
Okay.
for me, trying new things, trying new food, shit like that.
I say yeah, like trying out some new food. It's always nice to be able to just like stumble upon like artwork, and seeing other art is always just real inspirational for what I want to do with music and overall just like graphic design stuff. So being able to see like other people's art, whether it be like on a mural or just somebody on the street painting, it's like damn, it just gave me a new idea or a whole new concept. So
Type shit.
yeah, like I feel like that. And then it's just always something new. Like whether it's a shop you walk into, you might discover something kind of unique, or you could definitely stumble upon some stuff just by walking around. So I just look forward to the exploration of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, there's a cheesesteak place and chicken place right down the street,
Yeah.
Jerk Fry City. I've shot their menu. Very good food.
Good
Very
food? Okay, we gotta
Their
check that out.
cheesesteaks, they're huge. They're like this big.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
filled to the brim.
Oh yeah, we gotta get over there next
Yeah.
time.
It's one block up.
Okay.
Like 6th and South, right there
Yeah.
across the block, like at the beginning of 7th and South.
Yeah.
But like you'll see, it's an orange window, and you can like see right in the kitchen where they cook it.
Okay,
Right in front of you.
yeah, that's
You can
pretty
stand
cool.
right on the street and like see the food, and you're
Just
like,
see it made.
oh, dude, that's good.
Yeah, you sitting there like
Yeah.
mouth watering, like damn, I
Right.
want that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no cap. no
So
cap.
what is one dream you guys are chasing in life?
Shit, a dream. I just want to be financially free. I don't know. I mean, I got a couple like plans to do that, but it's not really about the plan. It's about the journey, So yeah, type
Amen.
shit.
Amen.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a race, for sure, for sure.
Amen.
I would say something kind of along similar lines. For me, like it's not just being a musician, but being able to be like an ethical business person at the same time. So not kind of doing what these corporations are doing, but really being able to help the people
Right.
and being able to get them like the services they need to get on the same platform as all those corporations who are succeeding the same way. And
That's
just
cool.
because these people don't have that type of platform, they may have a more quality product or service, but they're not really getting the word out there because the corporations just stomping on them. So being able to just make great art and music, and also help people's like brands and businesses kind of flourish at the same time is something I'm super interested in, especially if I believe in the mission. I feel like that's something that's really powerful. We gotta like uplift each other as much as possible, because we all skilled in different things at the end of the day, but like it's where we can add to each other for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
takes a village.
It takes a village, exactly. It takes a
Absolutely,
village. It takes a village, and it keeps it moving in a circle too. So that circle of karma is always good too. It's good for the universe. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
It was great meeting you too,
Very
man.
nice to meet
yes,
you,
sir.
Tate.
Where can I find your
So
podcast?
right here, if you want to give yourself a shout out.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
most
yeah.
definitely, most definitely. So I'm Tafari. My Instagram is at Tafari World, TAFARIWRLD, and I make music primarily. I do spoken word, and I also do brand strategy and marketing. So if you're a small local business and you just want like a plan or map out, please let me know. And if you want to hear some good music that's, you know, got some good principles of hip hop with like a modern sound at the same time, definitely check me out. I definitely got some stuff for you.
Amen.
Oh, so you
You can find me at CHLMERE _. You know, I'm coming out with a brand real soon. Clothing brand to inspire the youth and shit. You know. Yeah.
Dope, my guys.
Yes,
Dope.
sir.
Thanks for
All right.
sitting down.
Thank you for hosting us too, man.
sir.
We got to go ahead and give this a follow real quick.
Yep.
before I leave.